Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of year. Once again, I said I'd do it. I want to do a remake of the How to Survive the Anarchy Servers video. However, obviously the names have slightly changed over the years, and it's more of a guide to how to be good at a vanilla Minecraft server. So, before I actually get into anything specific, one thing I want to clear up first is what is a Minecraft vanilla server? So, a Minecraft survival server, vanilla server, semi-survival server, basically all share the same common thing. It's a multiplayer Minecraft server in which players are all joining on the same world and getting involved. This will obviously include PvP, griefing, base raiding, groups sort of forming, and you know what I mean, all that sort of thing that you'd expect to find in a single player Minecraft world that is now multiplayer. So when playing this type of server, it's quite important to know what you're actually getting into, because they're a beast in their own right. And it's not like when you're playing Hypixel that traditionally the goal is to stab the other guy till he stops moving and disappears into a cloud of smoke. No! Each server that you go on will be slightly different, the moderators will operate in a different way, and in a sense, that will be its own little world and community. Thus, it's important to, again, know what you actually want from the server. Do you want a PvP? Do you want a PvE? Do you just want to be toxic in chat? Because the chat is damn toxic. But regardless of what you actually want to do, there's two things you want to happen. You want to get materials and not get raided. Because if you get raided, then you don't have any materials. So, you found the server you want to play on. In this case, I will actually provide this server and some other servers that I actually do like. Oh my god. In the description of this video. Traditionally, you're going to be set as a spawn like this. Spawn is what happens when you die. You'll get back here if you've got no bed, of course. And the general amenities and rules will be here as well. This guy wants to show me the true prowess of his ability by messing up my video. However, like I said, there's going to be the rules, which obviously each server's going to have their own brand on. So check that out. That's going to be very important of not getting banned. Some servers might allow like hacks and stuff. Some servers might allow X-ray. Even still, this server is very traditional. No hacks. You know, that's the way I like it. But in a sense, that's down to you. Now that you know what you're playing and how to do it, the first step in the game will be to leave the spawn and get as further away as you can possible to avoid getting raided, like mentioned earlier. Some servers might have a random teleport. Some servers won't. So if you are running, and at some point you're going to have to make the distance, keep track of your health, your food, and you might even have to take the odd pit break in order to get some more materials, get to repair your armor and such, because if you die, you could be potentially getting sent back to spawn. So, I've managed to get away from spawn using the random TP command, and like I said, it's a good idea to get some food while you're here. You can also set home on some servers. That's going to be a great idea to make sure you can, keep some stuff safe. You may be able to, if there's an ender chest at spawn, you might be able to go back there and take some of your resources and hide that there, rather than getting raided. Because, like you say, I'm only 1,000, 3,000 blocks away from spawn. The chances is somebody else is going to randomly teleport and potentially find any base you build. So you're going to have to walk about 10,000 blocks out, maybe 50k in some scenarios. And a quick way to do that is potentially go in the nether. Obviously the nether increases your walk speed by like 7. So for every block moved in the nether, that's 7 blocks moved in the overworld. Build a nether portal, transverse over the nether, you'll be able to make a big amount of distances in, 1/7 of the amount of time it would take in the overworld. Obviously the nether's slightly hard to navigate, but if you get yourself up before, I'm sure that'll make some of the challenges a bit more doable. So you're at a good distance now. What do I do next? Honestly, some people like to base with other people, but if you don't know anyone on the server, you're relatively new to the genre, don't build a base with anybody else. The chances are, to begin with, you're going to want to suss out, like I said, the community. Some people will just want to raid, steal you, and laugh at you when you're dying in the dirt. So, whilst you're kind of setting up, you're making distance, read the chat, get to know who people are. Second piece of advice is build a base underground. Until you've got the resources to kind of replenish any losses, your safe bet is build a ladder and start to construct a base underground in which you will be safe. Maybe if you're feeling brave, you could join somebody else's bases over time. However, like I said, get to know people and then think about joining anyone. Like with most servers, efficiency is key to success. You're going to have to get armor, you're going to have to get resources, maybe just for golden apples or building things. It's all kind of dependent on, like I said, the way you want to tackle things. But nonetheless, you're going to need these sort of materials. To build materials, you want to be efficient. This is when you've got the base set up, you're kind of snuggly, you're all tucked up in bed, but you don't want to be spending 20 hours having to do tasks which are variously mundane. So, there are things you're going to want to include in your base to speed such a process up. Farms. So farms are a critical way of basically you can just AFK and things are going to start generating around you. The traditional sense of this is monster spawns. Obviously, we all know you can get spawners in Minecraft. These can be converted into an auto-generating sort of device in which you can kill them for XP. And XP is good because that's what you're going to need to enchant armor, pickaxes, and obviously these enchantments are not only going to gain you more materials, but make you a bit harder so you're less prone to getting killed. Likewise, you can also build traditional farming. You know, you're going to need food, you're going to need sort of resources. You can bring animals into your base, start to auto sort of produce kind of materials from there. And you might be able even to trade these goods with other players. Bearing in mind you could get stabbed during the process, so watch out for anyone shifty. Another sort of step you can use is that villagers can also be harnessed to give in these materials and gain others in return. It's like trading with players, but less chances of getting stabbed. Like I've managed to push these into my base on minecarts. You can convert zombie villagers into normal villagers, but these can be traded, and you can use these to trade, and you can start to breed them to produce other villagers. And you might, and there's one obviously, there's the librarian, which you can get mending books from, and you can get protection armor and various other enchants using emeralds instead of actually grinding the XP. This is going to be good because you don't have to repeatedly smack mobs for 10 hours, and you can just use auto-generated pistons things to start to gather emeralds in required for other goods. War in PvP is something you're most likely going to find anywhere. The chances are, if your base is hidden, you've not invited anyone there, you're probably not going to get raided. But if you want to play with friends and you are going to go down that route, expect stuff to go down, because there will be backstabbing, there will be traitors, and you know, it will dissolve into fights most often. That there are, with a server that you can have about 50, 60 players on, teams are going to form. And if you want to be the winning team on the server, some people do play to be the strongest faction, like myself and others. You're going to be wanting to recruit and gather new people. And often they cannot be as nice as first glance. So if you are going to do that sort of thing, make sure you actually do get to know them. Maybe invite them to a smaller rubbish base first. And don't lead to disasters such as this. Nonetheless, as a few final caveats, I'd enjoy the game. Don't get too ragey when things don't go your way. Expect to die, expect to get ganked. I definitely learned some 1.20 PvP. You know, it's always good to have a bit of practice under your belt if you get attacked, and eventually everyone has to get involved with that sort of thing. I think on a PvP server, it's hard to avoid it. Secondly, get into the local Discord. The Discords are great for meeting new friends and new people. And third, join or maybe lead a clan. It's always better with friends, like I said, and the more people you get involved with these sort of things, the more fun you're going to have overall. This has been Un, obviously with the T-Con clan, and if there's any topics or areas of Minecraft you want to get really into, understand, feel free to leave a comment in the description. I love that. If you want to get involved with the wars that we do have on these sort of types of servers, join a Discord. The link is in the description. Overall, though, I find these servers an immense area of fun, craziness, strategy, planning. There's everything you kind of want in Minecraft, and you can do it with friends, which makes it even better. I definitely prefer it than servers like Hypixel, who are basically just repetitive PvP fests. It's not as fun when there's, you know, I mean, you're not gathering materials. The risk is a lot more lower. But yes, definitely get involved. I will see you on the next time, and see you in the future. Bye.